Which brings us to Trump-Clinton. It has been said, not by me, but by a lot of people, that the only person Hillary can beat is Donald Trump, and the only person that Donald Trump can beat is Hillary Clinton. I know you've made peace with Donald Trump as the nominee. Speaker Ryan isn't there yet. A lot of people aren't there yet. They're worried. They're worried primarily about the commander-in-chief authority. His 11 nominee list for the Supreme Court, they're all good people. Is that reassuring enough for you, Majority Leader McConnell, when it comes to the future of the court?
I tell you what we ought to be worried about. We ought to be worried about 4 more years just like the last 8, and that's what you get with Hillary Clinton. 4 more years just like the last 8. There will be no change under Hillary Clinton. And, of course, the Supreme Court is the biggest thing the next president will deal with. I made sure of that by making sure that this president didn't get to pick this nominee and get them confirmed on the way out the door. But that issue alone, will define much of what America is like for the next generation. That issue alone is enough to convince me to support Donald Trump. And I think the list that he put out was outstanding. And I'm very confident he'll appoint the right kind of person to the Supreme Court.
Now, you write about, let's go to the second issue about Donald Trump, though, and it's about being a commander-in-chief. You write about George W. Bush, that he was astute, decisive, never wavered from his belief, not a great debater. But then you write on page 176, I think George W. Bush was an outstanding wartime president. I think it was because of his temperaments, Leader McConnell. What do you think about Donald Trump as a wartime leader?
Well, he's a different kind of guy. There's no question about that. A different kind of guy for a different kind of year. But, I think Donald Trump will understand when he's sworn in the limits of his authority. He'll have a White House counsel. There will be others who point out there's certain things you can do and you can't do. And it's not quite like making a speech before a big audience and entertaining people. And I think he's a smart guy. I think he's going to figure that out. So I'm not worried about it. What I am really worried about, Hugh, is 4 more years of Obama, which is, in effect, what we get with Hillary Clinton. I believe that Donald Trump will respond to the basic positions of the Republican Party, and that there will be constraints on some of the things that he would like to do that, for example, I and others don't agree with. So I'm really not worried about it.
Well, this goes to whether or not the structure of the government, the constitutional structure, is strong enough to withstand people who wish to overgo their power. And it brings to mind that the President Obama has done so repeatedly with executive orders on immigration, on coal rules, on all sorts of things. But he's been put back by the Supreme Court. That is, I guess you're saying you have confidence that a President Trump cannot be more authoritarian than a President Obama has been.
Yeah, I mean, the system is bigger than any of us, including the president. And as you point out, no president has pushed the limits more than Barack Obama. And people who are outraged by some of the things that Donald Trump says and are afraid he's going to push the limits too far ought to look at the current occupant of the White House. I mean, he has done it on virtually every issue. The most conspicuous example would be the immigration executive orders he issued after the 2014 drubbing that his party took in the midterm election. After saying on numerous occasions he didn't have the authority to do any of that. Now, the courts have temporarily stopped that. I hope they'll permanently stop it. But the courts are there to make sure that we all play by the rules.
Hi, this is Hugh Hewitt. Thank you for stopping by my YouTube channel. Click right here to watch previous ones that you may not have seen, and click right here to subscribe to get all of them. And this is what you really need to do, is click right here to subscribe. Thanks for coming by. Don't miss a minute of any of the Hugh Hewitt YouTubes.